Hey everyone, welcome back to Theya. This is Joe. So we just added a bunch of new features to the Theya app. I'm going to walk through all of them in today's video. It's going to be a bit rapid fire, but to recap before we get started here, the first one we're adding is custom permissions, so that for collaborative custody, you can assign different permissions depending on how you want your cosigner to behave, whether you want them to just be able to view your balance or initiate transactions themselves. We also added broadened currency compatibility, so other currencies other than the US dollar are now supported. We also added a new AirGap mode for the Foundation Passport. So if you don't want to use the QR code, you can use the SD card. So we're going to walk through all of those in today's video, starting with the custom permissions. Now I have one of my collaborative vaults pulled up right here, and I'm just going to go directly into key management. As you can see, it's a multisig. Now, one of the very cool things is you could go right into here where it says delegated key, and you could click on it, and you could perform your health check. You could report the key as lost or compromised. And the newest feature is click Manage Permissions. Now, this is where you can update your cosigner permissions. Let's take a look what's in here. So the first thing is you can toggle off. I have all of these disabled by default other than signed transactions, which of course has to be enabled because they're a cosigner. But you can take all their other permissions away. So the other permissions are viewing the vault balance. If you don't want your cosigner to see how much Bitcoin you have in there, such as if it's your kid, for example, right? If it's your child and you're planning on using the Theya vault for inheritance purposes, you might not want them going to school and telling their friends how much Bitcoin their dad has in their vault. So what you can do is toggle off view balance just like that. By clicking that, now they can't view your balance. The other things you can enable and disable are initiating new transactions. If you want your cosigner to be able to initiate transactions, all you have to do is click this toggle, and just like that, they can do so. And the final thing is being able to receive funds into the vault. If you'd like them to be able to do that, all you have to do is click this, right? And so this means that they'll be able to view the vault address and bring funds into the vault. And like this is what it looks like when all the permissions are enabled. And then, of course, you could disable all of them as well, except for signed transactions because they are a cosigner. So this is very modular, and it allows you to customize your vault in any way that you'd like, depending on who you are putting as the cosigner. So that's feature number one. Now let's get back to the home screen here, and I'll show you the other features we've got going. So the second big feature, which I mentioned, is that new multi-currency support. So if you go into your settings, you scroll all the way down, you can click default currency. And as you can see, in addition to the US dollar, we now have support for the euro, the Australian dollar, the pound sterling, the Canadian dollar, and the Indian rupee. And you could really seamlessly switch between all of them. Let's go to Australian dollar here. Let's go back to our vault. And all of a sudden, you could see that's $2.44 in Australian dollars. Let's switch it to Indian rupees. And we go back here to our vault. Now you can see it's 132.41 Indian rupees. So it's very seamless, very easy to switch back and forth between currencies. So if you are using Theya in a country that isn't the United States, or you're denominating your assets in a different currency, this feature is extremely valuable for you. So let's discuss the brand new AirGap mode we have with the Foundation Passport. I'm going to go in here. I've already started a brand new vault with the passport, and I'm going to click resume here. Now, when you're adding the passport as a key, generally what you'll be able to see is the QR code function. But one of the new things that we've done is, as you can see on this screen right here, you're now able to toggle between QR code and SD card. You could see right here, this is the SD card functionality. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to go through the flow and set up your Foundation Passport in the Theya Vault using the SD card. So I have the passport on the table in front of me, but I'm going to read the instructions first. It says, add Theya extensions, settings, extensions, Theya. So I'm going to flip over to where you can see that. I'm going to go down to, I'm on the settings page. I'm going to go to extensions, and now I'm going to choose Theya, and I'm going to toggle that on. Okay, so that's done. And now I need to open the Theya extension by going to right circle in the bottom navigation. So I'm going to go all the way over in the navigation. And now I'm on the Theya extension. Fantastic. So now I'm going to export the XPub. And to do that, I'm going to navigate to Connect to Theya. And then I'm going to select Micro SD card. So click Connect to Theya. Click Select Micro SD card. Next, Passport will save a .json file to your Micro SD card to use with Theya. I'm going to click Next. It is getting ready. It's writing the file. Pardon my fingernails. Saved file as wallet configs, and you can see the file name right there. I'm going to click Next, and I'm going to click Next Step on the iPhone. Now I'll show you what it says on the iPhone. It says remove the micro SD card from your passport device, insert it into the computer's card reader. So I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to remove the micro SD. Oops. So I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to remove the micro SD. Just removing the back of the device to make it easier. Removing it directly from the top. I'll put it right back in. And we'll come back to this in just a moment. So now I've got my micro SD and I'm going to insert it into my computer. All right, so I have plugged my SD card into my iPhone and now I'm just going to click here. And now I can see that in the iCloud, it's duplicated because I moved it from my drive to my local storage. But I just click on one of these, and then once I click on one of these, it's going to click next step, and then it's going to add this key into your vault. I'm not going to proceed here because I already have a vault set up using a passport, but from then on, that would add the foundation to your Theya vault using the SD card. So that's all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. These are 4 brand new features you can try right now in the Theya app. Just go to the App Store, update your app, and you'll be able to use these as well. They're also live on web. So thank you so much for watching. We're constantly working hard to ship brand new features from hardware wallet support to brand new products entirely. So stick around, stay tuned. Obviously, subscribe to the YouTube channel and follow the X account if wherever you're watching this from. And I will talk to you soon. Have a good one.